family money, this a triple threat. Really started with nothing, had to manifest. If you don't know your worth, they gon' give you less. Why they envy me? Cause I'm the best. MVP. My legacy is how they remember me. And I know success brings your enemies. That's why I keep the force.
All right, so we are back. Part 2, Triple Threat Podcast. We have a lot of more content that we want to bring because we got a couple questions that we have to cut off. But don't worry about it. Part 2 is going to be even spicier than Part 1. So listen, I'm your host, Chris Bruce, a.k.a. Detroit Mogul.
Vic Gurley, a.k.a. MVP Vic. Marquise.
I don't know why he's so lax.
You comfortable?
He's too comfortable. Well, listen, we are in, first off, we're in the number 1 nightclub in Tampa, man. Let's make a round of applause just for that. Number 1 nightclub in Tampa. Sponsored by our boss lady, KP. We got
Queen of the South lady, KP.
Gang.
We got Maddie as well. She's back. We got Takia back. Dejean Beauty in the building. So listen, the last question we left off is, for ladies that are watching this, their advice when it comes to talking about your man and how good he is. That's a no-no, right, ladies?
No. We ain't talking about him. I'm not going to tell you the good. I'm not going to tell you the bad. Because the good, you going to want them. The bad, you going to look at me like I'm dumb. And I don't need neither one of them. Because 1, I don't want to have to slap you. And 2, I don't want to look stupid. So, no. My business is my business. You know exactly what to give. And, you know, they see it. They see your smile. They see your happiness. So, you don't need to really say much about nothing. And that's your business. Like, you don't go around telling them, like, oh, I made $5.9 million this year. Like, girl, you know, like, you don't tell them stuff like that. You keep your numbers to yourself. You keep stuff to yourself. So, our next move is always kept to ourselves. So,
what about broadcasting them, like, social media, like, letting, like, is that, like, putting pictures together?
I'll do it.
I mean, yeah, like,
but
you put your kids on there, ain't nobody trying to steal your kids, so.
You gonna tag them?
Yeah.
Tag him, and then guess what we gonna do? We gonna be like, babe, look what she said. And
first of all, if I
she's gonna come in my club. She's gonna come into my club, and she's gonna be like, hey, KP, and I'm like,
It's funny. It's funny you said that because you were like, you're gonna tag him, right? You would tag your kid. I don't tag my daughter when I post it.
Well, she ain't got no Instagram.
She does.
Well, I don't believe.
But I don't want fucking weirdos.
But I mean, that's your daughter.
Yeah, like it's different
for a dude.
Like this is my man. Like,
yeah, I get it.
You don't. If you tell me don't tag me, no,
it's a problem.
No. I'm not saying I would tell you don't tag me. I'm just saying in general, like I don't do it because you got a lot of weirdos out here who want to go follow your.
I feel like for a daughter, but like for your dude,
like
it's just women. I saw like
what is Instagram for? That's the issue. People use Instagram and be like, oh, Instagram means, oh, you liked her picture. What you like about her? Well, what he supposed to do? Is he supposed to like the dude's pictures? Because then we got a bigger issue. You know what I mean? Like, Instagram is used for this.
Can you say that one more time?
Please say that for the ladies.
Can you say that one more time?
Because some women are like, if you like women pictures, we're done. I'm like,
no, because what he supposed to do? I think first of all, because I'ma like her picture too, right behind you.
True.
We both like,
and I think it depends on who and what the situation is. Okay. Like I'll like dudes' pictures just out of support, but I ain't gonna be liking some random dude I don't even fucking know who has like a half naked body. Like what the fuck? Like I'm not gonna do that. Like that's kind of rude. But if I'm just supporting my like local entrepreneurs or not even local, like fellow entrepreneurs, supporting their shit, I'll tag them, shout them out. Like that's just the person I am. So it has nothing to do with like I like them like that. It's just me that my intent. Everything has to be intentional. Like what is your purpose for liking it? If you're just liking a bitch because you just liking the way she looks on Instagram, okay, well, as long as your girl is cool with that, like, I'm not going to do that for a dude. Like, I'm not going to just be like, oh, he's cute, I'm going to like his picture. Nah, it's going to be like, let me support this dude. Like, there's a reason why I'm doing it.
That's natural, though. Like, you still going to...
I mean, I don't get mad about it, but I'm...
I mean, you're going to be attracted to what you're attracted to. It don't mean you got to act on it. Like, me and my girl, we was just in the airport the other day. We looking at asses like, real or fake. Like, we do this shit together.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the relationship.
So I think you gotta have that, and that comes with
trust.
You know, that trust maturity. And that security and maturity. You know, if you with somebody that's insecure, you're not gonna be able to do that.
And you have to be okay with the backlash.
Right.
Because that's the problem. Like a lot of people like posting your man on your page. Girls want to talk. They want to say shit. If you cool with it, then you just let it go.
Fake pages gonna come out the woodwork.
Like they a lot of
don't
shit
come
like,
to me as a woman.
Yeah,
Because I don't care whatever we did day before the second date. I don't care. Because at that second date, we was like, oh no, we go together. Okay, we go together.
And that's how it should be.
And
as long as I'm getting treated good and they do me right and everything, and they ain't making me look stupid or disrespecting me in any type of way, like.
Yeah. There's some women that they have no problem being a side chick, and they will come at you with full force.
A whole bunch of them bitches.
A lot of women.
A lot of them, and really claim like I'm okay.
They are okay with it because also too, and I've known this because I'm around a lot of married men, which I'll never say, but. Some of those married men have a lot of side chicks, and as long as they are getting
hush money,
gifts, they getting flew out. They're like, shoot, life's good.
I mean, they do have the best of both worlds. So, like, you married, you can't tell me nothing. Okay, that means she not just getting it from you. She getting it from you because you the easiest one to get it from because you married.
Mm-hmm.
She getting it from Joe.
That's true.
And Tom and Jim. She might get a bag from Jim and dinner from Tom and you can't do nothing about it.
No.
Okay, so let me ask you this: as an entrepreneur, what is a no-no in dating from a man?
What do you mean? Like,
don't disrespect me in my face.
What do you like?
Not disrespect me in my face. And don't disrespect me in my face with chicks that be in my DMs. That are motivated by who I am. Don't try me like that. Because I'm going to hand you right to her.
Yeah.
Respect to you.
Okay.
So, all right. Because...
Like, don't make me look like a fucking fool.
We talked about, like...
And that's why I like putting niggas on my story.
You don't like that happen.
So you said that happened. You want to?
I feel like I usually am pretty good with picking who I'm because I go off more than anything a character of a person. If their character is good, like I'll fuck with them. So it would unlikely that they're gonna do. It could happen. I don't put nothing past nobody. Right. But I just feel like if you pick them right, you probably have a less likely chance of them making you look like a fool in your like, you know what I mean? Like, do whatever, like, outside, but don't do it in my face.
Right,
like,
yeah, I understand. So how long does it take for you to be like, all right, I'm gonna make it on social, I'm gonna make them public on social media?
It doesn't take that long because you know who. Like, at that point, I've already made my decision. Like,
okay.
So
once I say I'm exclusive, like, I don't care. I'll put you on my.
I'm gonna show you hand. I'm gonna show you leg. You gonna see something.
What am I trying to hide?
Somebody.
What am I trying to hide?
You gonna see that plate, right? You gonna see the nigga plate, huh?
You gonna see a leg. You gonna see a hand. It might take me a little minute to show you his face,
right?
But you gonna know somebody's presence.
So
because you got to do that to set the tone for the people that are coming at you too. Like, I'm gonna need you to relax, Betty, because there's. Like,
but
when I posted,
straight up tell the nigga to relax? Or you just
I literally get these pages and I'll be like, I'm taking. Well, if it doesn't work, well, honey, bye. Okay? I leave them on red. You leave, you know what to do, who to do it for. Yeah. Like, you just know.
Do y'all experience, as women, the same thing? Because I know, I can say me personally, getting in a relationship, like a public relationship. Women come even harder.
I was just
they love that shit.
So that's why I don't.
So is it the same?
No, that's the honest to God truth. So for me, I'm not a poster. You'll get an elbow or a click, a glance. I don't tag because a woman can bring a guy's property value up.
Yep.
Especially if she a boss ass girl. And girls feed off that shit. Like, oh, if she got him, he must be a good catch. So now they really coming in. I know because I can run a bunch of women, and I know they feed off that a lot of times. So for me,
they do. The girls be in here be trying to, like, they be in my man's DMs, and I'll be like,
no.
Because I'm telling you, the thing is, the reason why is because, again, women, most men look at women as beauty. Like you just said, a nigga will mess with a girl that might be a bird if she fine and got ass. But for women, y'all
half of Instagram,
right? But for women, y'all look for a certain stability and things like that. So since there's a smaller pool of men compared to beautiful women are looking like men are scarce out here, and they will literally compare like, man, she ain't that bad. I can take her from him. Shit. What? I literally had women say that about some women. Yeah. And so like, there's so many women that are coming at men because, again, there's just a small pool of men.
So do y'all?
But I feel like that's gonna happen anyway, whether you post them or not. Like, what am I not afraid?
No, it's not. I swear
They
it's
come.
not.
They
I'm
come
not
more.
insecure.
Come
I'm not
more.
insecure.
They come
I
more.
If
They
you
come
can
more
get him,
when you
please
know.
take him.
more.
I'd rather
They
get
come
him.
more.
They come more.
If I gotta
Way
live in
more.
fear, I don't want it.
No,
It
they come
never
way
fails.
more.
They
come
come
more.
more.
They
It
come
never
more.
That's
fails.
just
Let 'em.
natural. That's a natural.
So I feel like that
instinct.
just
because they want what they can't have.
Yeah.
That's
Prime
they
example.
naturally want
And I
what
know,
they can't
KB, you
have.
saw this, and I'm sure later. If a man comes in your club, right? If he comes in the club and he come in this section right here, if he got all his niggas in here, it's like, if he come here with some bad chicks, women are like, who is he?
Mm-hmm.
Why does he have this many beautiful women around him?
all the time.
He has to be of some status.
Women do it all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
A bitch lying.
Unless I'm like,
listen,
oh, she a filler, she a filler.
a girl is lying if she don't sit there and she see a girl and she never posts her dude and everybody, I wonder who her man is. All the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. They do it, and if you say you didn't do it, you're lying.
Yeah.
Because all women do it, and they want to know.
it
They
is
do
true.
it. My whole crew do it. My girl, everybody does it. They want to know.
Mhm.
And then when they find out who that person is, depending on the woman, she probably try to go after that guy.
Right.
All the time.
Yep.
That's why I post my dude.
So
I
you
post mine
believe
because
you
I
shouldn't
trust
post your dude?
the circle of people I'm with.
Mine is for different reasons, though.
People are
Not
gonna
only
get
that,
out
too,
of
though,
anyway.
I believe in
But
energy.
know what
I
I
feel
mean?
like
Like-
that's the reason why you post and don't tag, because it's like you're giving the best
Right.
of both
And not only
worlds.
that,
You
you guys
posting them
gotta-
Hey.
to show that there's somebody there.
Females
but
is
you're
detectives.
you're not
They gonna
tagging
go
them.
find them anyway.
That's true, but you're not tagging them so that it's easy for them
Right.
to fucking be like, oh shit, this her. Let me tell her some bullshit, because at the end of the day, it happens. People are gonna lie about this shit.
Because
But if you're
Creating
both
that value.
attractive, like, they ain't got to know. There's people coming at you all day, every day.
It's facts.
It's up to you to be like, yo, I'm taking, and I'll like
That's
screenshot it and be like, conversations ending like this now. You know, like letting him know, like, yo, I'm handling my shit. Make sure you handle yours.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, and this don't work, that ain't on me.
right.
Because guess what? The same way that y'all have them lined up, so do we.
Facts.
And I may not cheat on you, I may not do that, but there's always somebody I know.
I think
Oh,
it's-
he might got next.
I think it's the
We
other
might
way
got
around. I think it's the other way around. I think it's the same way that
We
y'all
not
have them
listening to
lined
you,
up,
but-
so do we.
Oh,
That's what I'm
y'all-
saying. I think it's
Because
equal.
it is so
I think
much
it's
easier
equal.
for y'all.
But
Yeah,
it's
and that's what
it's
it's one
different
way,
though
yeah.
for men and women though.
It's
because
different.
because you could say I mean yeah we can have them lined up, but it's like they not all the quality that we want. It's
And that's,
easy
that's,
like
it's because and that's why I'm talking about the value.
yeah
As women, you're valuable if you look good. That's top value for most men.
Yeah.
If you look good, you're already in there.
Yeah.
For us, we can look good, but if we in the club, we ain't got no section. Most women not checking for us.
True.
Yeah.
We at the bar buying drinks. They're like,
She said true, like
They
she
said-
felt that.
they
She
said
said
it's the
true.
truth.
they said oh he gym pop
He general population.
Listen, I always
At a
say
table.
this. I always say
But
this.
you can
Listen,
find a gym in Gen Pop.
no, you could, and nobody ever said you couldn't.
I'll tell you, speaking from experience, when it comes to the section thing,
It's not always true.
I done seen a whole lot of people with fake drip.
Yeah, you try.
oh hey
And it's only one,
Baby,
and it's
my
only one
advice
nigga in
to
the
everybody.
section.
Let me give a little bit of advice.
I'm making it on how we
Hey.
live.
Honest to God.
And
Find your man in Gen Pop. 'cause
here's
they
the
ain't
reason why I agree with that. Here's the reason why I agree with
I
that.
know that
Signing the check.
firsthand.
Shit.
you right
Not everybody in the
Right.
section got some money.
Facts.
There's one person in the whole section
dude
that may
signed the
got
check.
some money.
you right
And here's the reason why I agree with that. The reason why I agree with that is like we get sections where we go, right? But if you ever pay attention, you'll barely ever see me in the section. Why? Because I'm a people person. If I know mad people that's out and about, I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna say what's up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be sitting on my perch looking down upon the peons. Not saying that's what it really is. Hold on.
because it's a spot over there that look
That probably came up
fucking familiar.
That probably came up
Hey,
But the point is, like, I don't see sections as that. I don't see it as me. I'm up here, y'all down here. I want to, like, I'm a people person. Like, if you fuck with me, I fuck with you.
But I think when you
So-
got into our status, being in a section is not because we're trying to be seen; it's for comfortability.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
I'm not trying to
my
be
fucking
out
feet hurt,
here
right.
standing with a
Your
girl
toes stepped
bumping
on,
me
you
and doing
know
all
what I'm
this
saying?
because I don't want to have to
I'm
be
trying
like,
to be
girl.
out here.
I think it also depends
How
on
you been?
where
How's your life? You know?
and
Like
their
in
and their
general
vibes.
pop
You can
here,
kind of tell.
you could still be somebody. JPP's over there in general pop. You know what I
Facts,
mean? Like
facts.
here, everybody is like somebody in the city. So if you go to the hood spots, you might not want to talk to the Gen Pop.
Yeah.
But if you're going to an upscale club like Lit Tampa,
Right.
Located where? Where's she located?
Lit Tampa, LIT.
What's the address?
But if you're coming here, if you don't have a section, you're not looked at as somebody that ain't got money.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like everybody in here got money.
Right.
Mm.
So Gen Pop just means I came with 2 people instead of 10.
And that goes, and
Yeah.
that's why, because we had the conversation, I think we was talking about the other day, like places to go. Because it's like, it used to be, I used to be the one that, look, I want to go to the ratchet shit. If it's I don't like bougie. But it's like now, you know,
You come
once
in with
you
your
get to a certain
A certain level of mindset.
once you get to a certain status and you get a different type mindset, it's like, all right, do I want to go in these places where these people ain't got nothing to lose, or do I want to go to a place where it's people that's getting money that I could potentially do business with, that I can network
Where
with,
can you find
that I
that
can
here
make
in
money
Tampa?
with?
At Lit.
Oh,
Lit,
okay.
on the spot. So if you ever visit in Tampa, you watch this in Tampa, you already know.
Like I will say, the
Tampa.
one thing that I love about Lit is that I have met so many people here that I don't know anything about them. They don't know anything about me. But just because of the vibe, we end up having conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like I've met so many people here. It's like, yo, I fuck with you. Shit, blah 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 blah, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like Lit is definitely a dope ass vibe. People. I think there's a lot of very genuine people who come and Lit, and for me, that's what my life is all about. Like I don't give a fuck if you make $2 million or $20,000 a year, as long as you're a genuine person, I can rock with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying that I think social media has made it where a lot of women want the lifestyle that a man can provide. So a nigga making 20 grand, that you can't provide.
Man, fuck that.
You can't take them to
Listen,
to
I don't want
Dubai
if
on
you
20 grand.
fucking with me because of what you think I can provide for you, I don't want you.
But if you think about, okay, so think about it like this. If you think about the women that you're attracted to, if you made $20,000 a year,
You're not getting
you wouldn't get those women.
not at all.
And you wouldn't be okay with that.
Yes, I would.
And you wouldn't be okay with that.
For stability too. As women, we're taught to look for stability.
Right.
So let's not get that twisted. I want my daughter to get a man who can provide for her. It's nothing wrong with a woman
that's
looking for a
understandable.
man for stability. That's your
Right.
role as a man.
I would
To
be
give a woman
okay with
stability.
my daughter dating a garbage man if he treated her the way she liked
Right.
to be.
They
Garbage
gave her
men actually make good money.
$25
They make good money.
They make good money. They make good money.
They
Okay,
come back-
well-
but
as long as
you
you
want
can
your
provide.
daughter, but you do
McDonald's,
want your daughter,
$30,000 a year.
McDonald's.
regardless,
And
of
they're
if
going to be
it's
homeless because
but-
he maybe can't pay the rent.
Yeah.
But you want your
Gotta
daughter
think
to have
about
But she
inflation.
will be able to.
Nah, but
My daughter will be able
You
to.
want that for your daughter?
But do
though?
you want him to
make
be
sure
surrounded
that,
first?
you guys don't do that
Nah,
either,
it's-
though. Don't say a guy working as a trash
Listen, this
man
is what
at
I always-
McDonald's. Wait a minute. Don't make it seem like, because I don't want people to make it seem like it's something wrong with somebody. working.
No, I'm not saying that.
Long
I'm not
as that
saying that. I'm talking
individual, for
about.
that person, if they're okay with that McDonald's man, long as he's providing for his
And treats
household,
her
his
good.
$25,000 a year, that's okay.
I agree.
It's stability.
That's the point that I'm trying to make. I'm not trying to say that he needs to make a certain amount of
No,
money.
I
I'm
don't-
not
I don't
trying to
think so
talk
either.
down on somebody that works at McDonald's or somebody that's a trash man. There are plenty of good guys who are trash men who've been through some shit in life, and that's where it led
garbage
them.
man make
And it's
money.
They
okay.
make good money.
But for me,
But
with
let's
my
be
daughter,
real,
it's
though.
just a matter of how you treat her. If you treat her well, I don't give a fuck if she makes $1 million a year and you make 20. As long as she is happy with how you're treating her, I'm good.
Well, let's be real though. Let's
What
be
if
real.
your daughter don't make $1 million? Your daughter make 20 and he make 20. They happy, but they need your help.
Guess what?
Exactly.
Or
That man is
I'm
not
okay
taking
with
care
that.
of your daughter.
Exactly.
Or
I'm
they're-
okay
That
with that
man is not providing for your daughter.
I'm okay with
I
that
can
too.
be happy all
I'm okay
I
with
want,
that too.
but
not.
the happy
I'm
don't
not.
keep the lifestyle.
Because then I'm
Or they're living in a car together. Like,
Love
me personally,
don't pay the bills.
No.
Me personally, I'm gonna feel like I failed as a parent.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, there's way too much money out here to be getting.
Fact.
Man,
So if
listen.
he's content with being
Nah.
at McDonald's,
I'm gonna feel
Then
like
he
I
don't really
failed
love
as a
her.
parent.
I feel like this. Look,
You said
I
that
always
he
go
don't
back.
really love her?
I feel like, well, listen, hear me out. I feel like,
I need to
and I'm
hear
not
you
saying that, I'm
Go
not
ahead.
saying that, but I feel like a man that really loves his family is going to do whatever it takes to make sure his family is
I
good.
agree with that.
And vice
He's
versa,
going
I
to do
feel like as
whatever
a woman.
he can. Sometimes
whatever
you're in a
it takes.
situation
That's
where you
true.
can do
But,
the best.
and I'm not saying, look,
gotta say
people
can't.
always get mad about this, but this is human nature and animal. You don't see out on the strip clubs, male strip clubs. You want to know why? Because women are not attracted to men shaking their ass. Right. We don't get stimulated by that. You cannot fight this. This is what it is. There is no male strip clubs out there. There is a reason why, because women are attracted to different things than men are attracted to. Mm-hmm. You guys are attracted to physical. You guys get almost like hypnotized by it. And we can't get mad. Women cannot get mad about that either. Yep. Which is why women, I always say, take care of yourself. Like, you can't be mad at what human nature is. Women are attracted to men who can provide and keep them safe, and men are attracted to beautiful things. That's
and if you need your beauty, make sure you go to Dejean Beauty.
Dejean Beauty, work it together.
I'm gonna say this.
Dejean Beauty.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. The truth.
If I want him to be able to do what he can, right?
Facts.
Now they got a baby. Mm-hmm. Now the baby need 20 cans of formula for 2 months, but he can only get 10. That's all he can do. What he supposed to do now? What he got to do to take care of his family?
He's supposed to figure out a way.
Just like a woman, I'm going to do whatever it takes to take care of my
mindset. And here's my mindset.
As a parent,
I've seen this. I've seen this with a friend of mine. A friend of mine was the last of my group of friends to buy a house and all this other stuff, right? He had like 4 girls, whatever else, in a 3-bedroom townhouse, whatever. But the happiness that him and his wife had was unmatched. And so for me, I'm doing well in life. But I would give it all up to have somebody that I'm happy with and she's happy with me. If we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment, driving Honda Civics, nothing against Honda Civics, but I'm okay with that.
But I
agree with you, but we're talking about if you cannot provide. A 2-bedroom house with a car is not saying you can't provide. You're still providing. And I agree with that because I feel like everybody chases feelings. So we're all chasing a feeling of love. So I'm cool with that too.
Let's be honest, though.
We're talking about the women that we attract too, though.
That's what I'm saying. So think about the lifestyle now, right?
Okay.
So you're telling me that if a woman came and y'all was gelling, everything was cool, y'all was both happy, but you had to downgrade to driving Honda Civics. You had to downgrade to a 2-bedroom apartment. You would do that?
I would.
And you would be happy?
I would be happy. I would be happy as long as she
would be happy.
I would be happy.
I would too, though.
As long as she loved me and treated me and gave me what I needed as a man.
Let me tell you, I ain't worked that hard.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying, and I find that hard to believe. And I know how you are. I know how you are.
You in a trap house, okay?
I know how you are. But what I'm saying is like, okay, if you put in this work and you get accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and then somebody else comes in your life, and then you have to downgrade.
But why would you have to downgrade?
But that's what I'm saying.
But why would you?
For his happiness and his love, and
to be happy.
Whatever he.
Maybe she don't like how much you work. Maybe she don't like how much you work. He decides, all right, I'm not gonna work like that.
Yeah. Some women.
So now you gotta give up the IA. You gotta sell the crib.
You gotta go live in a 2-bedroom apartment. Because you got a daughter. It's not gonna be
I would.
So what does that teach your daughter?
I put it on my soul. I would.
I would. No, I ain't gonna lie.
Because I don't think that. Outside? Yes, I would. I do because I don't think that these things that we're putting so much value on are really
facts. I would
value.
Agree. I will agree.
I don't think they are.
If you're a spiritual person, you wouldn't give a fuck about monetary things. But you know what? With a mindset of,
but that's contradicting everything you just.
I don't think it's.
No, that's
not. It's not about the material things. You got to think about your future. You got kids.
No, I'm not.
Your kids gonna inherit your 2-bedroom apartment.
I'm saying I got
$20,000. Make $20,000.
No, that's he gotta have 6 figures.
I'm saying
if you gotta have 6 figures, you ain't living in a 2-bedroom.
No, but listen. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. For a mindset, it wouldn't happen. If you're looking for somebody who serves God, somebody who's serving God is not going to live like that. Like, period.
Not necessarily.
That's not true because the Bible says those that give the word will be blessed tenfold.
Right,
so
that's what I'm saying.
So the preachers, when
you got preachers pulling up the church in Bentleys.
Like, my preacher drive a Tesla. So, well, why he got to be broke? You tell me why the preacher got to be broke.
I feel like you have a certain mindset.
Find the scripture that tells me when you preach the word, you got to be broke. There's nothing in there that says
You
that.
should be blessed.
Nothing. You should and you will be blessed for doing his work.
But
that means if you want that Tesla, I will give you the desires of your heart, and I will give you that because you did what I was
We in
told
church
you
up
to
in
do.
here living today.
But I will say, listen.
church, girl.
I will
Girl,
say to what you're saying,
Don't
though.
get me started on the word.
I will say to what he's saying, though, there are people that I've met that have a lot less that live like overseas and are the happiest people in the world.
Facts.
Because it costs less.
Overseas,
so in,
you talking about
in
a whole
retrospect,
different-
It doesn't mean that.
in retrospect,
doesn't
they
mean
still
that.
have abundance.
Yeah, but
It doesn't mean that they have abundance in their family and seeing their children happy and spending time
Okay,
with their
But
children.
you
Check this
don't
out.
want your children
Check
going to
this
school
out.
with
If
the same pair of
something
jeans
was
on.
to happen to you,
Like, I'm so confused.
but if something was to happen to you,
Right.
are your kids gonna live off that happiness?
You damn.
broke, and broke.
If
Broke
you
don't do nothing.
if you raise your kids,
But
right,
if you're doing
yes.
that, if they're
yes.
seeing you, if they're seeing
Yes.
you and
They're
you
gonna be
downgrade,
happy
you in a
with-
2-bedroom
Keep
apartment.
exclusively dating in your fantasy world. Your shit is lit.
But you know what? But you know what?
Whatever's
Let's
going
tell
on
me
in
in
your
on this
brain.
dream you be having.
No, but it's
you
true.
got.
Listen, but this is the
listen,
thing.
y'all can
This
say
is the
what
thing.
y'all want.
It
But at the
wouldn't
end of the
happen
day,
though.
I would be happy in a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom apartment.
I won't.
With the woman of my motherfucking
Because it
dreams
depends.
and my family.
It depends
that's
on what
gonna
you're
make
looking
me
for
feel
in life.
good.
It depends on what you're looking for in life. Because at the end of the day, if your happiness is contingent upon material things, you will never be.
It's not
happy.
about the
It's not
material
about
things.
material.
I didn't say it was, but it doesn't matter.
That's
If
what
you're-
it sounds
We're
like.
talking about generational wealth. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
We're talking about breaking
about-
curses.
You can't
of
pass down no
But we're not
1-bedroom
saying-
apartment to
but
your
here's-
kids.
But that's it's kind of a hard question because what I'm trying to say is if you have a mindset, what I'm trying to say is like, let's just say we're making $1 million, but our whole family is fucking up because we chasing this money. I would rather secure my family's safety and my family's mental health and downgrade to save a relationship because I feel like everything in life is based on feelings and relationships. That's what everybody's chasing. The reason why you want those nice things is to get a relationship, to feel good about yourself. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Anybody could say it's not. That's why it's status.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you realize that, you'll take those fears out of your brain
I
and be
can't
like,
say
I'm
I-
good.
But
No,
here's the
if you're
thing.
good with yourself, you're good with yourself 20,000. But if you follow the path of God and you
But God says, I promise
that's
you
why.
wealth.
But that's
I
what I'm
promise
trying to
you
say.
wealth.
That's why I'm not.
Wealth
That's why
is not 20,000.
That's why that's a hard
how do you
question
know
to
when he's
answer
talking
because
about financial?
no,
Okay.
but that's what I'm trying to say. It would never
He's not
happen.
necessarily
Because
talking
he didn't
about
put us here to
financial
struggle. He didn't
Exactly,
put us here
but
for
I
that.
agree. So that's why I feel like that's a hard question because somebody who serves God never will feel like they're a poverty mindset. So
Right.
if you're fucking with somebody who believes in
That's
God
not
and is,
true.
I feel like that.
There's people in church that pay their
The- and-
last that don't
and
have
that-
a lot of
but-
money.
but-
That's why they go to church.
but-
And they had
but
their
they're
faith
look-
makes them think like,
No,
all right, I'm
but
gonna
that's
get
the
it.
wrong type
I
of
ain't
faith.
got it.
That's the wrong type
That's
of
not
faith.
necessarily the wrong.
But
faith.
that's
I feel
what.
like-
but
I feel like-
if you think about it,
No, you're
that's what
think-
churches teach.
No,
Right, but I'm not saying that. I'm talking about
people
faith.
take out
I'm
the work
talking
part of it.
about
No.
faith.
People go to church and say only faith.
I'm not
It's
talking
faith
about go to
with
church. I'm
works.
talking about
Right.
That's
faith.
what they
Right,
They
absolutely.
Faith without it is dead.
But
They
at
going,
the
"I'ma
but
just
at the
go."
end of the day, if you look at church now, most churches, I'm not gonna say every church, most churches
Did
are
I tell y'all
businesses.
But that's a
Part two.
church. I didn't say church. I said
told
faith.
y'all part
Okay,
two was
but
So if you
even-
live with
right?
faith, you know that God wants you to live
But if
abundantly.
you're talking about
So how would you ever be
downgrading, like for
poverty?
instance, my son is a homeowner. If I got to downgrade and get rid of that, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I feel
It's
like
not
you wouldn't
happening.
have to because if you're fucking with somebody who's spiritually in that, why would you?
But we just
But
saying
we're
that,
talking about.
we're just saying that
downgrading.
like it's not even downgrade. We're saying the women that we want are not gonna want a downgrade version of us.
Exactly.
This is the
They're
reality.
not gonna stick around. They're not gonna
Because
stick
somebody-
around.
Nah, I can't say that. I can't say. I
Because
can't say the
if they
woman
meet
I
a
want
man-
like
but this is the thing,
has.
though. If they meet a beautiful woman that we want, if they meet a man that's doing a lot better than us, they can provide better than us, bro, we out the picture, bro.
That's true because
Then that's not
once
the woman
again,
you
want. We are
women
bitch.
are looking for safety.
So so have you been searching for the wrong women?
Maybe
No.
So you're telling me that all the women that you've been with would be okay with that lifestyle?
I think so.
Bullshit.
I think so.
Bullshit.
I think so.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
You have to
think
be
so.
a real genuine ass
Bullshit.
person,
Exactly.
and that's hard to find.
Bullshit.
So you wouldn't do that?
What?
You wouldn't go live in a 2-bedroom apartment with a nigga that's
I
like
don't
treating you
But
the way
see, that's
you
a
need to
hard
be treated.
question to answer because I feel like if you really in the mindset that I'm looking for, you wouldn't have that type of mindset to live like that. Like Now, if God forbid some shit happens and we got you, fuck yeah, like let's go, baby.
That's what I'm
we
talking
come back
about.
up. We're gonna come back up.
Got to.
If
like,
we
the
had
crazy
to, fuck
thing
yeah,
is,
I ain't gonna leave him.
what's his name? What's the nigga
You
name?
ain't say all that.
Right.
You said, I'll
Kevin.
downgrade for her happiness.
Kevin.
You ain't say she came to the
Kevin
table
is
with
a
nothing.
prime example.
No, I don't believe you.
Watch our podcast that drops tomorrow. Listen to what fucking Kevin has to say.
No, you
Kevin
did
hit
not
rock
say
bottom.
that though. You said, "Oh, would you downgrade for your happiness?"
right.
And you said, "I absolutely would."
I would.
Okay?
I'm not downgrading.
So, no, that means that coming into this,
well,
you
yeah.
gonna downgrade. That doesn't mean we've been together 20 years, rocking. We got two kids. They in college, and you know what? Because we put them in college, now we need to get a little smaller house. That you did not say.
Yeah.
You said a broke one coming to you, but you happy with the broke, and now you want to downgrade. No, because you did that for her.
At the end of the day,
You have subjected yourself to her mentality.
Yeah.
You have subjected yourself
I think you're
to her
misunderstanding
and
what
her
I'm saying.
standards.
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
You lowered your standards.
Nah,
and
you're
that's the difference.
misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, because you said, I would sacrifice it all for happiness. And I would live in a one bedroom with my 6 kids. And we eat ramen noodles every day. And we fucking smile from ear to
We gotta
ear.
keep it a stack,
That's what you said. And that's a lie.
We gotta keep it a stack.
You gonna get tired of ramen noodles.
Shit.
You gonna get tired of
Once
bumping
you get
elbows
used
with
to
your
a certain
kids.
lifestyle, bro, you're not trying to go back.
Let me tell you, I had a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhouse. That was my first one. I bought it when I was 23 years old. Right now, I rent it out to somebody else. Okay, I kept it. I was so tired of seeing my kids every time I open my door. Now I got a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 3,000 square foot house, and I don't see my kids no time when I'm in that house. You see what I'm saying? You gonna get tired. 10 years I was there. I got tired of looking at them kids every time I walked out my bedroom door.
One bedroom, you can't even
We
have sex
bumping
with your
into
girl.
each other.
You can't even have sex with your girl one bedroom.
You hear everything.
Right.
Turn that motherfucking music on, nigga.
No, because you got 6 kids in the room with you.
You gotta
But
keep it a stack
everybody's smiling.
though. You not gonna be happy with that.
You're not.
And
It's too
neither
hard
is
to go
she.
backwards.
Nope.
It's too hard.
Neither is she, especially in the world today when she can go online and see other
And
females
double
getting
tap a
blown
blue
out.
check.
I'm about to say,
and
They
get
on
flued out.
islands.
A blue
She
check
gonna
in the
double
day.
tap a blue check and get flued out.
Facts.
And now you sick as
Love
a
me,
dog
baby.
in your one
We
bedroom
good.
apartment.
Just love me.
Nah, you living in fairy tale world.
Very
And
good.
she in Louis Vuitton with me and everything.
Hey, she in there with another man
I'm a
called.
show with a life. Now you sick
Hey,
in a
another
one
man
bedroom.
called.
Riding a bicycle.
Oh, man.
Hey, but see, that's the thing, because
Looking
women
for
do
a
it.
job because you
Women
done
do
gave
it
it all
too.
up.
They say, money don't matter. I think that's bullshit.
Girl lies.
That's bullshit, because you're not going to talk to a dude that's working at
You look for
McDonald's making
stability.
$25,000
I
a
ain't
year.
never approached no
Man, niggas
drive
at
through and been
McDonald's
like,
got game,
"Ooh, what's
man.
your
You
number?"
remember that nigga?
Look, if you got a dude that's at the cash register taking your order and he try to holler at you, you not going to give him time.
But I feel like you can't have a mindset that we would be looking for anyways. You can't have a high level mindset and be there. Like it wouldn't happen.
How you can?
You can't.
What if he
you
just,
wouldn't be
what if
there.
he just
You
got out?
cannot
What if
be-
he just got out of prison?
Yeah.
Cool, baby.
Okay.
I don't mess with no jail.
Well, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait for it to come back
He
up.
just got
They
out,
gotta get
and you
their
know,
mind right. They gotta
it's
get their mind.
a lot of
If they
dudes that come out
they're gonna come out that hole.
That
Okay,
baby got
so you just gotta wait till they come out that hole.
Okay, so when he come out that hole, though, what
Nothing
if he
wrong with
what
it.
if
I
he beyond
support it.
you? Then?
I've given money to it.
That's
but
fine.
listen.
But at the end of the day, like I just said, you don't
But you
see
said-
real strip
you
clubs
said
out
it's
here.
spiritual,
Women
though.
are
Talking in the
right,
toilet.
but how would you know that? Because you're looking at, in my opinion,
Spiritual, you would
in
give
my-
him the opportunity.
in my opinion, you cannot be.
And
You
I am
cannot have a
not
broke
a pen pal.
mentality
I am not.
if you.
I can't
How's
take
that
it back,
a
let alone write
Why would you
a
support
letter.
them? You would be like, "Fuck this shit. I got bigger
if
drink."
he
Like
just got out of prison, he may not have a choice.
Right, I'll give you an example. My friend just got out of jail. It's been hard for him to find jobs. He's very aligned with the guy and everything else, but it's a struggle to find. He just found a job.
right, but that's different. Like
And,
I'm just saying,
hey,
when
you
come
gotta
out
give
of-
them time.
and I
to
can
build.
tell from his hustle, he gonna be rich.
You're gonna be rich for
And,
sure.
but there's nothing
But-
wrong with this is what I'm trying to say. Men and women cannot get mad about human nature. You
But
cannot
when he
fight
rich,
it.
But that's
he
what I'm
don't feel
saying.
secure in
Are
himself
attracted to
to say,
men
you know
who
what?
can
Now I can
But that's what I'm saying, though. So, because you kind of contradicting. So, the money does matter. It's not just about no spiritual attributes.
Because how can you be a provider if you don't got money?
Accessibility.
If that was the case,
How can he provide
you wouldn't
for
have no problem talking to that cashier from McDonald's.
Yeah.
But how's he gonna provide?
If he was spiritual, if he was there spiritually,
No. It depends.
Why
on
would that
everybody
matter?
Everybody look at the value of money different. Some women okay with. Some people think $30,000 is a lot. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's stability. It's not a dollar amount.
Yeah, I understand.
It's stability.
That. But 30 grand in the world that we live in with inflation, that's not stability.
But to some people, okay with that though. Everybody
That's
don't
poverty.
Not when I just
I'm talking about us entrepreneurs.
$5.79 for a bag of chips.
I was making
And
that
these
one up,
kids
like,
got to get lunch every day.
30,000 is poverty.
That is poverty.
That's poverty.
That's poverty.
Yeah.
I was literally making that one
It
up, like,
is.
10 years ago.
It really is.
You
I was
living in the
making more than
projects.
that when I was
You living in the
17.
projects, paying $50 a month, $25 if he lower than that.
Bro, you have to think about inflation, bro.
I've been there.
It's not a lot of
Listen, at
That's
the end of the
poverty.
day, it all matters. And for us to sit here and say, like, oh, I just
It
love that
matters.
person.
No, it matters.
Money
You're not going to
matters.
love nobody that's
Money
broke.
matters.
You're
But that's
just
the
not
thing.
gonna.
It's like
Because that
everybody
is
got to be
also-
real with themselves and admit to that.
But then we say that, and then you go in LA, you see the homeless people in the shelter all together, and they so happy.
Yeah.
Literally, they're happy. Like they're happy.
I think. I mean, at the end of the day, money is options. It provides options. At the end of the day, options and freedom. That's all money is for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get physical money. This shit
That's
is
what-
nothing. Honestly, that's
Nobody
not even
cares
backed by
about
anything.
money.
It's the options that we have, and it's the freedom that we have. Because if we can't provide that for y'all, unfortunately, a blue check will end up in y'all fucking DM, and probably will have a better chance. You know what I'm saying? I look at Drake. Think about Drake. Drake, he had somebody, a whole dude in a relationship, fly out. He flew them out private to the crib, but then he ended up hitting the chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that would happen. Like, a lot of blue checks end up being them. And that's what I'm saying. Modern dating today, most women want men that make six figures. And the issue is that they don't know how many less of people that they are attracted to make six figures. The average black man in America makes less than $45,000 a year. So there's very slim pickings of that black man that's making six figures. And hell, 7, you're really in the 1%.
And then when you bring in the other attributes like, oh, he got to be 6 feet tall.
Right.
Oh, I don't like dark skin or I don't like light skin. Then you cutting the numbers even slower.
And don't forget, there's only 1% of entrepreneurs in the world. It's like 0.3 in the U.S.
But that's the thing. So when you think about it and you looking at men that are in those categories, we got to weed out a whole lot more bullshit than y'all do.
I won't necessarily say that. I'm just saying that there's like, obviously, y'all women are going to have women. Y'all have a lot of people coming at y'all, but y'all don't have a lot of good options.
Y'all
No,
us
I
to-
would
for
say
us
we
to-
have
but-
more caliber than you do.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
we
Because
have
if you got a
men.
dude that's making $20,000, he not about to
He's
come
not
at
talking
you.
to me.
Exactly.
He know you a club over.
Exactly.
He gonna be intimidated.
Yeah, he's going to be intimidated. He's not going to come at you. But
But that brings to the point that I had earlier. I've already put myself in a position where you're asking me, does that matter? It matters because now I'm in a caliber of where that person doesn't even approach me.
Right.
So where you may feel like I'm being judgmental or I'm saying, you know what, I don't date this type of man. It's not even that. It's that caliber of man does not talk to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I intimidate that man.
Right.
So your insecurity within yourself has nothing to do with me. I don't take ownership of nobody's feelings but my own at any given moment.
Exactly.
Okay? But I'm in a different caliber.
And that's what I say when I say we have to weed through more because we're at a different caliber, but we
if she
still
says,
gonna
I'm a telemarketer, you know she's not really what I want.
No. Yes, after having conversation, yes, but they will still approach.
Yeah.
So you still have to weed through that.
And honestly, for us men, the money doesn't really matter because your money doesn't do shit for us.
Yeah, it's
Right.
It's like a bonus.
The likeness of me dating
It is.
another woman
It's like a
that makes as
bonus
much
to me.
money as me
It's like a bonus.
is very slim.
I do.
Like,
When I
it's
hear
very
women
slim.
say, I always tell like, okay, you're thinking like a woman. I hate when women be like, he fucking with that chicken head. She don't have nothing going for herself because you're thinking like a woman.
Right.
Men don't care about this shit.
They
He'll
don't
fuck a
care
bitch
about
making
it.
$500,000 and fuck a bitch working at McDonald's because y'all physical. Most men, seriously. So for me, I don't get involved like what a woman makes because then you girl, you be running in circles worrying about shit like
As
that.
long as you love your career and again emotional intelligence, because like you said earlier, the thing about and I'll talk to Vic about this because I feel like me and him have lived. He's like a younger version of me in a sense. Dating an entrepreneur, you have to have masculinity type of energy. Yes. And a lot of women don't know how to like depose. They don't know how to like drop that shit and be feminine in a relationship.
True.
And I've had that issue with my last relationship. It wasn't bad, but that was the issue that we had. It's like she was an entrepreneur, she became an entrepreneur, and we bumped heads on us having most masculine energy. We had to actually go to fucking like therapy for learn feminine and masculine energy because it's hard to decompose from, you know what I'm saying? And think about it, you run this club. Like, so you have to be very masculine and dealing with some of these people, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Everybody, but in my relationship, he owns more businesses than I do. Yeah. Y'all met him on my birthday. And for me, it was like, it was so easy for me to sit back and because as an entrepreneur, I'm always like, damn, what can he teach me? Like, so now we're like, all right, let's do this together. Well, let's work on this. Well, I can help you this way. Well, have you thought about this? We talked about a business deal before I even came in here. And I was like, so listen, I have this idea. And he was like, it's so crazy you said that because I just had talked to so-and-so about this exact almost same idea. So it's like you're always bouncing off of each other. So when you date entrepreneurs, that's what it has to be. But you've got to be able to separate. But I'm still like walking and, you know, letting him be who he is and be the man and, you know, lead and open my doors and do what he needs to do for me.
It's just sometimes the confusion can happen. Again,
it happens a lot though.
It happens more than most people think.
Yeah.
And again, our relationship wasn't bad, so I don't want to tell everybody it wasn't bad. We had a great relationship. But I'm just saying that those challenges came up. And when we went to a masculinity and femininity workshop, we started really realizing like, oh shit, like this was some of the energy that was not projected that should have been. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like,
I also think it has a lot to do with what type of entrepreneur she is. Like, I run a club. Yes, I deal with a lot of patrons that are men. Right. But most of my employees are women.
Yeah, that's true.
So I have more than half are women, and then, you know, my security and my barbacks and stuff are guys. So for me, it's like, I don't have to be as masculine at work when I'm dealing with people that work for me. I have 33 people that work here. But in my relationship, it's easy for me to take a step back and just be a woman. You know what I mean? Because I'm not running a multi-million-dollar business that has all men as employees. Right.
Or getting rid of that mindset, I don't need a man. Yeah. I hate when women say, I don't need a man. Bitch, yes, you do. You need a man. Yeah. When you get rid of, and let me say this, I'm like, oh, here she go. No, you need a man. A man needs a woman. Knowing the roles. Women go into it. If you go into it and say you don't need a man, we all need a man. We're here to be man and woman. Right. So that's the problem. Women go into it so after, I don't need a nigga for shit. Yes, you do.
But that's the whole thing that's being projected right now with the city girls and Megan Thee Stallion and all that other shit. That's projected to women.
I feel like it comes with gender roles, which we spoke about in the podcast that I did with y'all. Women need to know their role.
They need to talk about
your role is to be submissive. Your role is, you know what? If he is paying all the bills, baby, he need to come home and eat. Because he needs fuel to get up the next day to go make the next check.
Whether you want to do it or not.
Can you look in the camera and say that one more time?
The kids need to be taken care of.
Honest to God, that's some real ass shit.
Nah. Talk to the man. Talk to the man.
The kids need to be taken care of.
A lot of women get upset with what she said.
And emotional support needs to be given to your man.
Whether you want to do it or not, that's what your man needs.
You need that.
He needs it just like you want stability. He wants to come home to a home cooked meal, not hearing your mouth argue all the time. Everybody on this whole, I'm a boss bitch, I don't need no man. He can't tell me when to cook. I cook when I want to cook. I clean. No, it's a bullshit.
In the same way, I don't want it to be no 50-50 on the bills. I don't expect you to be 50-50 in the house.
Nah, if I come home to a home cooked meal
gonna be hung up.
And I ain't gotta
gonna be made. The kids is gonna be taken care of. When it comes to these bills, you ain't gotta worry about paying these bills. But at the end of the day, you've got to be able to take that role and be like, you know what? When I'm at home, I'm a woman.
You gotta remember your
when I'm in my business, I'm a boss.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, and a boss leads.
Yeah.
So I need to let my man be a boss and lead.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Absolutely.
I'm good with that. I take care of the bills. I take you on vacations. I take you shopping. I do all. If you can take care of that stuff at home, but see, the problem is many can't.
Yeah.
So
it isn't even about the time. Too.
You have a lot of women.
But that's your issue to deal with.
No. I'm saying like that's an issue that I've run into, and then it's like, all right, you come home and be like, what you want to eat?
Nah, because you knew that after the second date.
When I'm making decisions, when I'm making decisions all day, I don't want to come home and have to.
No, you allowed that because after the second date, you knew she wasn't about nothing because she always asking you what you want to eat. You didn't do that. Instead of saying, you know what we eating today? Oh, we eating shrimp pasta with red sauce and garlic bread.
If y'all both entrepreneurs and y'all schedules are crazy, how is that going to happen?
I believe that the woman should outsource.
You got to outsource.
Yeah, but if you're a person,
it's the women's responsibility. Yes. If I'm not able to pick my kids up, I will pay for them.
If I'm not able to cook,
if I'm not able to cook, I will make sure that there's a chef that got food ready for all of us. If I'm not able to do something as far as laundry or clean the house, I will pay for the cleaning lady.
Because that
I'm now outsourcing my responsibility to somebody else. But my role's still being fulfilled.
I like that.
But I'm going to outsource my responsibilities.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Because in the outsourcing, I'm allowing myself to still be a good mom to my kids, a good woman to you. Because now we can go on a date and ain't got to worry about if they took a bath.
I think that'll help a lot of people. Because a lot of people don't think about that.
Like I said, I have a cleaning lady. I have people that, cook. So it's like, I need to be able to invest myself still in the relationship I have.
Right.
And make sure we both are fulfilled emotionally so that we can continue.
But see, the thing is that you are at that level. When you date somebody that's in the building phase,
you got to get where I'm at.
They might not be at that level to be able to outsource and delegate because they're putting all their time in the building. We all know how strong how the struggles it is in building, right? the time and stuff. So that's what happens. And when somebody's in the building phase, if I'm here and you're here in the building phase, I respect it, but there are going to stuff that's going to be fell by the wayside. That's where I tell men, listen, before you go try to holler at women and get your bag together, come together.
But I think that goes for men and women. Both of y'all need to come ready to go because
say it again,
if you're building and you're you're not focused. The same way we were talking about dating. And we were saying, okay, if you date one person, you don't give yourself to everybody. You know what I mean? It's the same as your business. When you're starting your business, you don't got time for no relationship. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got time to be talking and dating and managing this and doing all this. You're in that building phase because you know where you're trying to go. Once I'm here, now I can welcome in the rest of the things to fall into place because now these are bonus blessings here. Okay, because I'm already here. You know what I mean? But I can't allow you to distract me from getting here while we both trying to teeter-totter and go, okay, well, we gonna work on your project this week. We gonna work on mine. We ain't never getting nowhere. How about you focus on you? I'm gonna focus on me. And when we get our lives in order and get together, we can come together.
And that's key. Work on yourself.
Like
you have yourself in order. You have to know what you want. You have to work on yourself. The problem is, good point. People trying to do what they think the other person wants them to do. Instead of focusing on themselves, they focus on that person's dreams and what they got going on. So then what they want falls to the wayside. You have to know what you want for yourself. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
I feel like you do have to conversate and say, look, what makes you happy in a relationship? What makes me happy in a relationship? And then from there, you balance it.
Right.
Like, I don't have time to always cook, but best believe if that's a big deal to you, I'm going to make sure, all right, on these couple of days, I'm going to take time off to do that, to make sure it's done, and then Uber Eats or whatever I got to do, but I'm going to figure it out because I know that makes you happy. So I'm going to work it in to what I have to do to make sure that I'm completing what makes you happy. So I feel like that's and vice versa. You have to have a conversation about, look, what makes you happy in a relationship? Some people don't really care about certain things that other people may care about. And then from there, if you really care about that person, you're going to make some adjustments that can also still benefit your business, but also benefit the relationship.
I'm a firm believer in outsourcing, just even because even when I was single for 8 years before I got with him. Yeah. So it's like, it's my time. Mm-hmm. It's my sanity. It's like, I'm not doing it. Like, I don't want to spend 3 hours cleaning a house, doing laundry, doing all that. When I can pay you to do it because you enjoy it, and I'm going to pay you very good, way more than you tell me. But I don't want to do that because my time is valuable to me. So I want to go do the things that I want to do. So if I want to go on a date with my man and the kids need to be bathed and homework needs to be done, I'm going to have the nanny come in on those days that I have dedicated us to be together because that Because let me ask you this. You don't come home and want to sit down and do no homework. You don't want to cook. You don't want to fold no laundry. So you happy, and now I'm happy. The kids are still taken care of. Everybody happy. We have our best life.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
All right, so last question, and I want to go around each individually. What advice would you give women that are watching this right now, up-and-coming entrepreneurs, when it comes to dating? Start with you, man.
Woo! I got to think for a second. I would
Takia
say,
look like she ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I told you, Takia ready. Go
Okay,
ahead.
let's go
Look, I
to
saw
Takia.
Takia's face. She ready.
Let's start Takia.
I would say know what you want for yourself. Know what you want. When you know what you want, everything falls in order. Knowing yourself, loving yourself. So many women get into relationships, they don't know what the fuck they want. They have no idea what they want. When you know what you want and you're dead set on these are my goals, this is what I want, the person that you're seeking will come to you. Right? That's it. There's no rocket science to it. Just know what you want, and it'll come.
KP?
I would say in growing your businesses and starting your businesses, be comfortable, very, very comfortable in solitude. Because you need to be able to be solely by yourself to focus on what it is that you're doing. Yeah. Like, you cannot get distracted. And it's not to say that a man can't help you build, but a man is a distraction during that time. And you have to understand that. Like, you have an obligation to that man. So you can't be over here trying to start your business and focus on this, and you got meetings and you got this, but your obligation is to him. Yeah. So you really have to be comfortable in solitude. Get yourself to the level of the man that you want to be. And for me, it took understanding. Like, someone asked me in my DM yesterday, oh, wow, you got a man now? Like, that's crazy. Like, tell me what your prayer was. Like, it was the Sierra prayer. She's like, tell me your Sierra prayer. I said, honestly, it was no prayer. It was, I needed to figure out who I was. True. And figure out the woman and the caliber of woman I needed to be to maintain and attain the caliber of man I was looking for. Absolutely. So I can't go to him halfway woman when I'm asking for a man to have this, and I'm asking him to have these 5, and I only got 2.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I knew in order for me to attain that man that I wanted, I needed to bring myself to the level of the woman that matched his level.
Amen.
True. I would agree with both of them. I feel like, too, you need to understand both sexes before you get into a relationship. Understand yourself 1,000% and know your goals for your life. What you think looks good and what you think people want to hear might not always be what you really want. Set down exactly what you want in your life. Like, do you even want to be an entrepreneur? Or do you want to be a family woman? Like, you have to know exactly what you want before you do it. Because I feel like a lot of women, they start doing what they feel like they're supposed to do instead of really what they want to do. So, like, I feel the same. Like, when I became single, I feel like I found myself. I've been single for almost 4 years now. And I feel like that's when I really know myself. I really know what I want out of life. And I'm okay with being single. Like, do I want to? No. But am I cool with it? Yeah, because I'm also not willing to put up with certain things that I feel like are detrimental to my mental health. Like, if you're not on the same mentality and things like that, I'd rather just be single and, like, you know, just do what I feel like is going to make me happy, because I know what I want in life and I know what makes me happy. So sometimes people, I feel like nowadays everybody wants to be entrepreneur, but is that really what you want to do, or does that just look cool to you? Like, be true to yourself, be 1,000 about what you want, whether or not people talk shit about you. If you want to be a little house on the prairie type of woman, be a fucking little house on the prairie type of woman. And if you want to be an entrepreneur with a relationship, know what that takes. Okay, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I also want to have a man. Know that takes sacrifices on both ends. Like 100,000%, you got to know exactly what you want.
All right, fellas, we're going to end it before, but I got to ask you all the same question. Advice for men dating as an entrepreneur. BK, what you got?
Lord, somebody come and get this baby off the couch.
So my advice for men, dating as an entrepreneur, is emotional intelligence. I can't stress that enough. The reason why I say that is because hurt people hurt people. So if you are not intelligent of being able to be, one, honest about your emotions, but more importantly, communicating emotional things that you're going through and knowing how to communicate effectively, how to go through problems, how to deal with arguments, if you can't do that, you're probably not going to bring peace to my life, and that's probably why you're not going to last with me. So please study that for both men and women, because it will make things a lot better, because you will go through challenges in life. You will have problems. I always tell people, don't worry about asking God for not having problems. Ask God to be bigger enough to handle problems, and you'll deal with whatever comes your way.
Okay. For me, it's actually along the same lines what KP was talking about. Being okay with being alone. So what most people struggle with is actually being in a room by themselves. Most people can't sit in a room by themselves because they don't like who they are. So they got to be out in the streets. They got to always be in a relationship. They always got to have somebody around them. So if you get comfortable with being by yourself, you learn who you are, you learn what you like, you learn what you don't like, you learn what you're looking for in a partner, then that solves a whole lot of your problems. So I think once you become comfortable with that, you learn who you are and what you want out of life, then you can go into finding your partner and finding whoever it is that you want to spend the rest of your life with. Because before that, you're just going to be going through the motions. You're going to be finding whoever it is that has the time to give to you, whether it's right or wrong. So I think that's the biggest piece. And that's for men and women.
I think the biggest piece for men and women is communication. Communication. I can't say it enough times. I think that a lot of issues that you have in relationships, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, is communication. You know, women, you can't walk into a situation thinking that a man knows what you want, that he understands everything that you're saying and that you expect of him without you actually telling him straight up, this is what the fuck I want.
True.
You know, like at the end of the day, men, we are not, I'll be honest, no disrespect to us, but we're not that fucking smart.
That's true. You're not mind readers.
We're robots. We're not mind readers. Tell us what you want. And we're not individuals who have a, there's always room for a gray area, but we're not the people who you were like, oh, well, he thinks this, he's like that. And nah, listen, we don't think that fucking deep. If we tell you or act a certain way, it's because of what you present to us. At the end of the day, tell us what the hell you want. Do not hold certain stuff inside and think that we can understand or figure it out. Be black and white. If we tell you the rice was nasty, the rice was nasty. That's all we mean.
We don't mean you can't cook. It just means, hey, boil the rice for 25 minutes instead of 20.
That's what I'm saying.
It just ain't make his taste buds dance.
Right. We don't mean anything more or anything less.
I like the meatloaf.
That's so true.
Exactly what the hell we said. We're not deeper thinkers than you think. It is not like, damn, he didn't like the rice because the head wasn't good.
I think that guys are just very surface individuals.
Yeah, I would say
women are very emotional creatures, which is why men can cheat and there's no connection, and women cheat, there's a disconnection.
Right.
So men are just really surface, and you have to understand, dealing with men, most men have had their moms around. If you haven't, I apologize, but most men have. Most men are mama's boys. Most mamas, I got a boy, he's about to be 16. I don't want my son with nobody that's not taking care of you like me or better than me. So you've got to understand, you may feel like, well, I ain't taking care of him, I ain't doing this, but that's your job. Because you're going to get mad when you go run to the one that will take care of you. Okay, that does cook the food every day. That does do this. Because what you don't do, someone else will.
Right.
The same way he ain't got money, someone else does. So the same rules apply.
Yeah.
So I think men are just very surface people, and you could be like, you know what? I don't need to ask him what he want to eat because I'm gonna make spaghetti and he gonna eat it anyways. Right. And guess what? He gonna eat it. He gonna be like, thanks, babe. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And once you understand how like real basic they are, they need three things. They need food, they need a clean house, and they need sex. And that's it.
Hey,
that's the three things.
It's so simple.
If he got a meal on the table, and he got his house is clean, and the kids are taken care of, and he gets laid, you don't give a shit about if he eats spaghetti or chicken and rice. You don't care.
You might change some lives.
So I'll go back to what I said. So what I'm saying is, again, don't think that we know everything and we understand everything. A lot of guys have been raised a certain way to where they don't understand what it is that he wants. They don't. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't mean that the nigga's not shit. It just means that he wasn't raised a way to understand what you want. So don't think that by you needing to hold his hand and walk him through this process, it's wrong. It's not. It's not. Hold his hand. Walk him through this process. Tell him what you want. And if he doesn't give you what you want after you show him, then cool, you got a problem.
I also think, too, it has to do with what she touched base on, understanding the opposite sex. And, you talked about how little African-American entrepreneurs there are. I think, too, it's like when you're dating, understand the culture of the person you're dating, too.
That's very big.
Okay, because I can be dating a white dude whose mom didn't do the stuff, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you dating a Spanish person or you dating a black person, you need to make his plate. You need to serve his food. You need to get his kids fed. You know what I mean? Like when the mama and the daddy come over, you serve the mama, you serve the daddy. I serve my mama and I serve the daddy. So not just understanding the opposite sex as she mentioned, but also understanding the culture of the person that you deal with. Because I'm Cape Verdean. We take care of our men. Like, and I was at my man's house with his family and I serve his mom, I serve his dad, I serve his uncles, I serve him. You know what I mean? Like, and then I serve myself. And in the midst of serving myself, I've managed to eat just as fast and be done with everybody else. And now you take the plates up. You know what I mean? It's culture. It's what you're raised on. Yeah. You can't set the expectation and that touches on interracial dating where some of the issues are because you have people that are culturally different. The expectations are different. Mm-hmm. So if you are in an interracial couple, you need to understand the culture of your partner. Absolutely. You understand what I'm saying? Because the expectation has been set by their mama or their grandma. Yeah. Period. If they wasn't raised by their mama, they was raised by their grandma. And that's even worse if they was raised by the grandma. I'm telling you right now. Baby, you better be ready to iron draws, okay? You got to do a whole lot when the granny there.
I always say that.
So before we close, I'll say the last piece. All right. I'll finish my statement, which is, I believe that the statement of a closed mouth doesn't get fed is true in every shape and form of the word or statement. Women, tell this man exactly what you want. Y'all gotta stop holding shit in and thinking and expecting him to figure it out. Tell him what you want. Tell him what you need. And then if he doesn't respond to what it is that you want and you need, then make your decision based off of that. But you can't continue to expect stuff and then the dude doesn't know or understand what it is that you expect and get mad at him and build this animosity in your relationship because he just didn't know. He don't know what you want. Like, tell this dude. Tell him straight up, look, I don't like this. This is what I like. Nip shit in the bud. I mean, cool, you'll let some shit slide the first time thinking, all right, it's a mistake. But the second time, don't wait till the third and fourth time. Knock that shit out the way early. Like, yo, look, I don't like the fact that you said or did this. This is what I like. Boom, boom, boom. Go for it.
All right. So we got to wrap this thing up. We appreciate all of y'all watching this. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, share this video out with you. If you're on Instagram, we're going to have all of everybody's Instagram names in the description. We're going to make sure you have it in the show notes as well. Tag us on Instagram, please. Let us know how we did. We appreciate all of y'all ladies coming on the podcast.
Make sure y'all clean my spot up, okay?
We're going to make sure. If you're in Tampa, make sure you come to Lit Nightclub as well, too. I'm your host, Chris Bruce, a.k.a. Detroit Mogul.
Vic Gurley, MVP Vic.
Your boy Brian Keys, a.k.a.
On 95.7 The Beat.
Now I don't make a payment